Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to a very festive episode of If You Have to Pick Three. I'm Matt.
And I'm Zach.
And if you clicked on the picture, you are in the holiday spirit just as much as we are. We decided to do a list of the top 3 holiday songs that are not named. All I Want for Christmas
is you, baby. I'm sorry.
Sounded like Will Ferrell singing that.
That actually is better than I was expecting. But yeah, because I mean, let's face it. Listen, I'm Jewish. There's not many songs for my holidays, but even I gotta admit that the best holiday song is Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas Is You." It's just as soon as you hear it. A
lot of people would disagree, but
a lot of people would disagree because it's played so much.
I think it's still the true radio formula of a song that is ultra popular. You have to play about every 45 minutes, and that is it. I didn't do the math on it, but I wonder if you played that song every 45 minutes for about a month and a half, how many times would you hear that song?
Maybe too many times.
Yeah. Some people would say one too many times.
Yeah. But we decided, you know what? We're not going to include it on this list. We're going to do the 3 other best modern holiday songs. So that also means no Frosty the Snowman, no Jingle Bells. We want to talk about actual modern pop songs. Granted, I mean, that can mean from the 60s, the 70s, but there's always been some holiday songs this time of year that just get you in the mood, whether it is for Hanukkah, for the New Year, or for Christmas, obviously. So let's sit back, enjoy the Yule log, bust out some eggnog, and let's go over our favorite holiday songs. Matt, do you mind if I go first?
Sure. Go for it.
As the Jew between the two of us. I don't know why that gives me the priority here. So, in case you couldn't tell, I'm Jewish, which means that this time of year, there's not many songs that remind me that it's Hanukkah, that there are 8 nights of joy and celebration of family. But then in 1994, a hero came to the rescue. His name is Adam Sandler, and he provided the Hanukkah song that reminded Jewish kids like myself that you're not the only Jewish kid in town. There's many celebrities, there's many famous people who also celebrate Hanukkah. You're not alone. And I know that, it's a funny comedy song, but it's actually a special song too because, they really are. This is the time of year where you're just surrounded by Christmas. So to have the song, it's just kind of a fun thing that I constantly am singing with my family, even my parents, and my wife and everything. So I feel like it is important to at least give the Hanukkah song its fair due. So that's my first pick.
Which version?
Oh, that's fair. I'm going to go with the original, but I would argue that every version that he's done so far is still very funny, and it brings back a lot of fond, joyous memories. So, but I'm going to go with the original.
Okay.
The second is a little diddly, or a little ditty, however that word is. I don't know.
Ditty.
Is it ditty?
A little ditty. A little ditty about
P-ditty.
Jack and Diane. 2 American kids that
That's
just
not
they grew up in the heartland.
That's not a holiday song. No, this one came out in the 80s, and I'm going to share a little fun story once I tell you the name of it. I'm going with Wham's Last Christmas.
Wham!
Now, this was in college a few years back. I was dating someone who was from Poland originally. So during Christmas, I actually joined her to visit her parents in Poland. And the amount of times I heard Last Christmas played on the radio in Poland, you would have thought it was their national anthem. I swear to God, I didn't realize that Wham even had another song until I constantly heard Last Christmas. And it is kind of one of those sentimental ballads from the 80s, and it gets you kind of in the mood. And I think it also takes on a more sadder tone when you kind of remember that George Michael actually passed away on Christmas. And then, so I remember on Christmas, I was with family, because my family, even though we're Jewish, we actually would get together and have Chinese food. And it was a chance for all of us just to be in the same room since no one had work that day. And I remember all of us actually finding out that George Michael died. And immediately I'm like, oh, he died on Christmas. Oh, last Christmas. Oh, he gave us his heart. Oh. So I admit that maybe I'm going that a little bit more sentimental, but second song, Last Christmas by Wham. My third pick, and this one I'm already warning you, Matt, I'm fighting this one tooth and nail because this really is such a staple of modern holiday songs. I'm going with Christmas, Baby Please Come Home. This is a song that has been covered by many, but I'm going with the original by Darlene Love. And it's one of those, as soon as you hear it, you just, even if you don't celebrate Christmas, you just feel the sentiment behind it. And it brings joy, makes you even a little sentimental, a little sad. So much so that it actually became a tradition for Darlene Love to perform on David Letterman's Late Show since its beginnings. I think she performed it at almost 25 times. I'm trying to think back. Yeah, 28 times in total. And I think actually the only year she didn't perform it was just because of the writer's strike that happened at the time. And even then, they re-aired last year's version of her performing it. So I think, you just have to go with this song. And it's even Mariah Carey on her Christmas album, the same one that had All I Want for Christmas Is You, she covered this song. So I'm going with Christmas, Baby Please Come Home. That's my third and final pick.
All right.
So those are my three.
All right. Well, for mine, I want to start off with an honorable mention.
Oh.
Because today is November 14th when we're recording this. And today actually starts the holiday Diwali. And I have a lot of coworkers who celebrate Diwali. So happy Diwali to all of them. But also in these COVID times, I've never watched The Office before. So I binge watched the entire series of The Office, and Steve Carell and Rainn Wilson doing the Diwali song. Actually, because you mentioned Adam Sandler and the Hanukkah song, it kind of got me on it. So, I mean, I don't know of too many Diwali songs, but I think for them doing it as kind of like a afterpiece of the episode was great. And I hope that, if people are fans of The Office and celebrate Diwali, that it's a part of their holiday. So, that's going to be my honorable mention, but it's a really fun song, and it's actually really well done for being a part of a sitcom.
I'm not actually familiar with it.
Yeah, you go back.
I have to give it a look because I actually have a lot of coworkers who also celebrate Diwali, and I know how big of a holiday it is, so I'll have to check it out. So good honorable mention.
Yes. So now for songs that ring and hold near and dear to my heart, we're going to start out with a song. I'm going to go with this one first. We're going to start out with a song that, at this time of the year, it's obvious at some point you're going to be watching Christmas movies outside of, Christmas Vacation. A lot of movies really kind of make you feel like there might be something missing about your holiday because, it's not the picture perfect, Christmas like they show you on like the Hallmark Channel. And, as much as everybody strives for things to be perfect in their world, it really is hard to get that perfect Christmas and to get that perfect idea out of your mind and out on paper and spread with your family and have nothing go wrong. And the Dropkick Murphys, they say, screw all of that. We know exactly what our holidays are like. And the seasons upon us just paints this picture of a completely dysfunctional Christmas. And I love every second of it because there are so many times when you just try to do something perfect and things just blow up in your face, or there's just things that happen that you have no control over. And it just reminds you that, it is a time for festivities and good cheer. And maybe, you have other stuff going on like your dog barfing in the corner or humping your teddy bear or, just something else that throws a wrench in the works. Like, really, this is happening when we're trying to have this picture perfect Christmas, and it's not going to happen. Let's be realistic. Those things are so far few and in between from happening that, it's just nice to be reminded that there are other people out there who are having messed up Christmases just like you are. And this is a great reminder of that. So
that's so touching.
That's number one. Number two, I'm also going to grab for the feels on this one. So I remember very vividly, and I would hope I remember this vividly. It was 4 years ago, or 5 years ago at this point, 5 years ago, when I proposed to my wife. And I remember that we were driving around looking at Christmas lights, as we do, as one of our traditions. It was Christmas Eve, and I very vividly remember playing 98 Degrees' This Gift. And that song, to me, I think kind of alluded to what was going to happen the next day, because I did end up proposing on Christmas Day because I love Christmas that much. And, this song is always just going to hold a very, very sentimental place in my heart just for that particular reason. So I don't think there's any other thing else that I can say other than that's number 2.
You just gave the best description of a Hallmark movie right now. That's really beautiful.
I went from humping teddy bears at Christmas to proposing at Christmas, the two complete opposite sides of the spectrum.
But isn't that what Christmas is all about?
Yes, it is. It's about all the perfect moments and all the screw-ups that you can possibly have while trying to get those perfect moments.
It's actually beautiful. So what's your third pick then?
And third is, this had to be on my list, otherwise I wouldn't be true to myself. This song, I think, started me loving Christmas as a late teen, early young adult, because I very, very vividly remember the first time I ever heard this. I was and get ready to feel old, Zach. I was working at Blockbuster Video at the time.
Ooh.
And we had those, first were VHSs, then they turned to DVDs that they played on the TVs in the store. And it was around Christmas time. And the very first year that this song came out, it was on one of those trailer videos. It's Trans-Siberian Orchestra's Christmas Eve Sarajevo 1224. This song, to me, defines my Christmas. If I don't hear what's that?
What movie was that with?
It wasn't with a movie. It was just they had some music videos in the middle of all of the shopping things. Gotcha. So they played like the new music at the time, or things that were coming up in movies. But this was just because this was something new and it was around Christmas time. They played it on there, and I remember watching the video, wondering, what am I watching? What am I listening to? Because this is insane. And also kind of confused because there was a little girl who went into this winter wonderland and was then conducting an orchestra on top of a piano. And then they were winding the clock ahead with all the flags of all of the nations. And I'm like, what is this from? What am I watching? Because this sounds amazing. And all these years later, I finally understand the entire story behind what the album was about, and have seen Trans-Siberian Orchestra at least 3 or 4 times now. Loving the picture that they paint with this album and the entire narrative that goes along with it. So if you've never listened to the album Christmas Eve and Other Stories, or have seen the DVD, which includes Jewel, by the way, singing one of the songs on there, I advise this holiday season that you go and check it out, because it is really something special, at least to me, because once again, this started me as a late teen, early adult, loving Christmas in a completely different way than you do as an adolescent. But yeah, this song really holds that special place in my heart. And if I don't hear it at Christmas, Christmas just doesn't feel complete for me.
I think it is kind of a remarkable, just Trans-Siberian Orchestra, the fact that the past few years, obviously not this year because of COVID, but
not true. Not true.
Are they playing this year?
They're playing online. They're doing a live stream, and you have to buy tickets.
Well, I meant more so that they've been playing arenas. For tours, massive arena shows in the past few years. I mean, obviously they're not doing it this year, but it speaks volumes to people's love of Christmas or holidays, and also of just technical music. As much as people love to say, rock is not as popular anymore, I'm sorry, but Trans-Siberian Orchestra is proving that theory wrong, and that they can sell out arenas during the holiday season every year.
Yes,
it's remarkable, and not even just one night, multiple shows, day shows, night show. It's really remarkable how essentially a power metal Christmas album is such a massive thing.
And when it's sponsored by the Hallmark Channel, of course, the message is going to get out there.
Yeah, but it's still impressive.
Yes.
Real quick before we decide on the final 3, I do want to also throw out another honorary mention. I didn't include this in my final 3 because it's a cover, and I was trying to focus on like original songs. But I also want to say it because I have a fun story to go along with it. I always loved Bruce Springsteen's Santa Claus is Coming to Town, or his cover of Santa Claus is Coming to Town. And part of the reason I really love it is because I got to witness Bruce performing it in the middle of June in Tennessee. Now, and it was great because, so if you've been to a Bruce concert before, you know that when fans bring posters that like say, oh, play this song, and he'll pull it from the crowd, those posters from the crowd going, should I play this song? Yeah, let's do it. And like, it's just like on a whim. So even it was at Bonnaroo when I saw Bruce last, and fans did it. They brought posters, even though it was a festival, and someone had a cutout of Santa Claus, implying play Santa Claus is Coming to Town. So he pulls the poster and he's holding it, and for like almost like a good 2 minutes, he's going, "You guys want me to play this? No, it's too hot. You really want me to play this? It's too hot. You really want me?" And for 2 minutes, it's just hysterical. And then finally, I don't know, he goes, "You really want it? Fine, let's play it." And then suddenly they started playing Santa Claus is Coming to Town. And everyone's like, wait, he's actually playing it? This is hysterical. And it was so much fun. So I always just have like a funny like just memory of him playing Santa Claus is Coming to Town at a hipster festival in Tennessee in the middle of in hot heat, summer heat. So I felt like that was just worth an honorary mention.
Well, you know what? It's funny that you bring up honorary mentions, because I had a whole list of honorary mentions. I love Christmas music. I have an entire playlist dedicated to just Christmas music.
I'm curious. Did you have John Lennon's Xmas?
Yeah, Xmas, I know what you're saying. Happy Christmas, war is over.
Because that's a beautiful song.
It is. I do. I have that. That was on my list. I do have a whole bunch of other really weird ones too. Like, did you know that Tommy Two-Tone taking 8675309 and doing that to Santa Claus is Coming to Town?
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's so bizarre sounding, but it makes sense. Because why? Yeah. Of course, Tommy Two-Tone would do it.
It's Santa, I've got your number. I've been good all year. Yeah, it's weird, like that they even
just
did that.
Like how I imagined too. Yeah, it's absolutely, but I wouldn't put it past them.
Oh my God.
One more weird selection from your playlist.
One more weird selection.
Yes.
A song that I never knew what it was called until many, many years later. And it's not even really a Christmas song. It's kind of on like a Christmassy album. But it's called Palladio, and a band called Escala did it. And it's just a pure instrumental. You might have actually heard it in like a Kay Jeweler commercial, or you might have heard it in a Lexus commercial years later, or excuse me, years before they started, getting all like, friendly with their messaging. And, they use this for like more aggressive marketing, but it's definitely a very familiar song. And that's one of my different selections on here, but there are so many other ones, God, that I have on here. Like I'll give you one more, another one that you probably wouldn't expect coming from me. Idina Menzel and Michael Bublé doing "Baby It's Cold Outside."
No, that feels right. Honestly, Michael Bublé's Christmas album, phenomenal.
Even better than that, Brett Eldredge. He sounds like a new age, and I'm going to catch a lot of shit for this, and I know it. He sounds like a new age Frank Sinatra on his Christmas album Glow.
He was the winner of America's Got Talent a few years back, wasn't he?
Sure, we'll go with that. I thought, because I remember
there was a singer who I've heard that, I think it was that name or someone else who was like people comparing him to young Frank Sinatra. So that makes perfect sense.
He sounds amazing on that album.
If it wasn't for the fact that it's mostly covers, I probably would have picked something from Michael Bublé's Christmas album too, but it's mostly covers. So anyway, back to the list. I would like to propose a famous sack compromise.
Go for it.
So definitely Christmas, Baby Please Come Home. It has to be in the top 3.
All right.
Second, I think Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Yes. There is no hesitation. Yes.
That's
if you didn't suggest it, I was going to inject that hardcore.
Definitely pick the top 3. Now, the third spot, I'm willing to negotiate a little bit. I would love to fight for the Hanukkah song, mainly because us kids who celebrate Hanukkah don't have anything else going for us.
Well, if you want to put on your yarmulke because it's time for Hanukkah, sure. Let's put it in there. I'll agree to put it in there. The main reason why I'm saying that is because let's be honest. Not many people really like 98 Degrees. So that's fine. And the Dropkick Murphys song is, I think, just unless you really know of the Dropkick Murphys, you might not have heard this song before. So I'm okay with that.
Okay. So then there you have it. Our final agreed upon 3 is Darlene Love's Christmas, Baby Please Come Home, Adam Sandler's Hanukkah song, and Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I'm going to let you say the title because honestly, I would have been happy with any of their songs, and it sounded really long. So please say the title.
any one of their songs could have made it, but this one to me is ultra special. Christmas Eve, Sarajevo, 12/24.
That one. Now, do you agree with us? Do you think we're way off? Do you think we're missing the holiday spirit and we need Saint Nick to come and show us the real way? Let us know on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at Epic Footnote. We want to hear from you. We thank you so much for listening. And also, from the bottom of our hearts, whatever holiday you celebrate, happy holidays. I know it's been a really rough year, to put it mildly. And it's going to be a really different holiday season. Just remember that what the real purpose of the holidays is to celebrate what you have, to be with the ones that you love if you can, or to at least find a way to connect with them, and just have a safe, happy holiday. And here is to a hopefully happy, good new year. So Matt, happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Be as safe as you can this holiday season. And like Zach said, it is crazy what this year has brought us. Hopefully 2021 brings us a lot happier memories and brings us back a little bit closer to what we do remember. And when we do have normalcy back, whatever that may be, that it'll make us just cherish what we have a little bit more. I know I went down a dark road there, but
that's not dark, and it's beautiful because it's true. It's you sometimes don't appreciate what you have until you lose it, as sad as that is.
Just be grateful for what you have this year, because as we have all seen, things can change in the blink of an eye this year. So I say happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy Diwali, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone. Enjoy some eggnog on me. Peace.
See ya.